welcome back to episode number 31 of the Washed Athlete Podcast. This is a podcast of a group of college guys kind of just talking about whatever's going on in our lives and whatever we find interesting. Yet again, we don't have the full cast. We won't have the full cast for a while, but we got a crew going here. This is all of the medical field workers right here, or future medical field workers. We're all trying to do that. We've all got jobs / volunteering / being paid through some random side company that's like a shell company of the actual company. But whatever. We're all somehow working in the healthcare field. It's a good time.
We work for someone.
We work for someone, exactly.
Just don't worry about who it is.
Don't worry about it.
Our God and Savior, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center.
Pour one out.
Pour one out for the real ones. Yeah. So, how's everybody been? It's been a while.
It's been a minute. We did not have the opportunity to record last week, so if you're watching this podcast, we are sorry about that. It's sad times, you know. Work gets busy with only the three of us being the only people that are recording at the moment, and all of us working under the subsidiary of UPMC and taking classes on the pre-medical field. Times are busy, so
yes.
Classes have been now in effect for, I think, actually today marks a full month. I think we started classes on August 29th.
Yeah.
So classes have been in effect for a month, and it's intense now because now is like when you start having your first exams, first papers. It's really into the flow of things. Like I know Raj and I's anatomy lab. We didn't have lab for the first 3 weeks because it turns out you can't do anatomy lab when you don't know any anatomy. But now that we know a little
You don't say.
Yeah, you don't. I don't say. But now that we know a little bit about anatomy, we were actually able to go into lab. But now that's because that's already taken effect. Now it's like really starting to get into full swing of like full schoolwork, exams, and of course, when it rains, it pours. So everything else goes on top of that.
Yeah.
So,
Justin, what's the femoral triangle?
Femoral triangle. Come back to me in a couple of days.
Anyway, so I have like all of my exams / essays due within like a 5-day or like 6-day span, and I want to die.
What week is that?
It's this week. It started this
week.
week. I have just like everything. Like it's also like random classes too that like they all are just lining up on the same day, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care about Russian fairy tales. I'm just taking it to get the credit. Like I really do not care. I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm just doing it.
What is that class about?
Well, first of all, it's an all online class, so it's a cheat code. But
it's all online.
Yeah, it's
that's
a cheat
W.
code. But yeah, it's literally like you read like it's not actually like that. It's not as stupid as it sounds. It really is kind of like analysis of like early Russian culture essentially, because it's like that's how they kind of like explain their culture. It's like through that, because it's like you analyze the difference between like pre and post Christianity, like in Russia. It's like how the stories like change and stuff like that. So there is actually a lot going on with it, and like it is sometimes interesting, but it's like I don't really care. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's cool, but then other times it's like I really have to write like 5 paragraphs on this, and I'm like, and the worst are discussion posts. I hate discussion posts with such a burning passion. Because, okay, I guess not really discussion posts, like, in general. It's the replies to each other in discussion posts.
Do not get me started.
That is a very great point, Peter.
No one in the class cares about what anybody else is saying. I'm going to say that right now.
With confidence.
Cares.
What you're saying has a very powerful message. I agree with insert point 1, ... I also agree with insert point 2. However, I do disagree with point 3. Insert whatever you're disagreeing about, period.
It's the most useless thing, because no one is going back and looking at those other replies. There's no point in that. Like, I get, like, posting the assignment to, like, a discussion board. You can kind of see generally what everybody else is saying. But don't make people reply to it. It's so forced and doesn't work. Like, if you're doing it online, it doesn't work the same as in class, where it's like people can just like kind of like add in their opinion when you're having a discussion about something. It doesn't work. Like, I don't know why professors keep doing this. It doesn't work. No one cares.
No, we had to do something for history this semester where we like recorded a video ourselves introducing ourselves, why we took the class and stuff like that. And I remember I did it like fairly early because I was just like, I'm gonna get it out of the way. And like I went for some reason he like mentioned it in class, so I went back to like look at see if what people replied to my posts.
Mhm.
And then I was like, there were some like fine reviews, but it's all like, Justin, like nice answer, like
Exactly.
oh, good to meet you. I'm also pre-med. Wow, what a coincidence.
It's
I
so
also took-
surface level. Like
I also took this class because I'm interested in Latin American relations. Wow, crazy. Like it's just exactly like that. And then if I didn't go back, I wouldn't have seen it.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
there's no point. And then again, Raj and I had to do something for our new school that we got admitted to. And like they asked you to reply to people. I didn't do it because when I did it, there was only 2 people. But it's like, wow, so cool seeing you. Look forward to seeing you in class. It's like, no, I don't.
It's like, no, I don't. I'm never gonna see you. It's like, oh, I'll see you from like across the lecture hall, and then be like, hey, like that's it.
Yeah, and like my econ classes this semester, they're insane, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're crazy.
Yeah. For context, I am Jacob for today.
Shut
We
up,
miss him on the podcast, so I will try to mimic Jacob as well
Raj.
as I can.
You can't just say the bit. The entire point is that you try to act like him
I
and
don't
have
care.
people notice it.
I
Oh
hope
my
you know there's no way I was gonna keep up with the bit.
We
for
wanted people in the
entire pod.
comments to be like, wow, Raj is acting a lot like Jacob today. What a coincidence.
There's no way I was gonna be able to keep up with it. Some of it. the
So
stuff
why
he does
even
is
change
now.
your name? Oh my
Because I'm bored.
They can't even see your name. Not the video listeners can't see your name. The audio listeners definitely can't see your name. No one can see your name.
Oh.
Have you not watched the pod?
Breaking news, Raj has not watched the pod.
I opened
Raj
a
has
video
not
on.
watched back the pod.
I opened
Ever.
a video on YouTube for a view, skip to the end, and close out my tab.
Out of all
You.
people. Raj, we make
Unbelievable.
nothing off this. We get like 5 views and you won't even watch the pod. Our average watch time is tanked because of you. Because you won't watch the full pod in length. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
This is ridiculous.
disrespected.
Raj,
I
it's
know
just gonna
what's
be Peter and I
coming.
from here on out.
I'm gonna submit my resignation.
We can't afford that. We cannot afford a resignation at this point.
We can't afford any of
That's a
it.
2-man pod. What are we doing here? We might as
A
well just
day.
film it together. Oh my god. That's just 2 white guys on a podcast. That's
Yes.
the most generic thing ever.
Yeah.
This is
You can't
ridiculous.
have that.
If you
We
guys
need to
would
be
like to
somewhat
apply for the
different.
podcast, we offer Medicare, Medicaid, dental
You
benefits,
can't do that.
vision.
We take issues in healthcare.
you can't do that.
Competitive
take-
pay of 2 cents per hour.
We don't even pay 2 cents.
We don't get
We
paid.
lose money.
We have
lose
actively
money.
lost money on this. Oh my god.
We'll throw in a few stickers.
I do have
Bro.
stickers still.
Oh my god. We
This
should just start
one
handing
pa-
those out.
this one packet of LiQWYD IV,
Amazing.
and
You have to share it though.
this pit mask that is has yellow paint on it from painting the table.
Why did you have a mask?
I don't know. I think it just fell out my pocket.
Oh. Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Anyway.
I'll also give
Anyway.
you a syringe.
It's not a syringe, there's no needle.
Anyway, Peter, besides Russian fairy tales, what other classes are you taking?
I'm taking OChem right now. I'm taking stats, which is very weird because I've had like because my girlfriend, she's in like a club, and then one of the members of the club like asked me about like what like she was doing in stats, and they're completely different things that we're learning right now. Like
Mhm.
I don't know why that like threw me off so much, but like I'm learning about like graphs and all that about stats, and she was learning about like how to like take surveys essentially, or like what type of like information you can gather from like
There's 2 different
things.
stat classes.
Are you taking Stat 1000 or Stat 0200?
Set 1,000.
Oh,
But
I
we're
took-
You're
in
probably
this-
in 200.
yeah, I was in
Wait,
200.
you're in the same class?
No. But she was saying she's in Stat 1,000.
Oh,
That's why I'm
interesting.
confused. I'm like,
Oh.
that doesn't make sense.
Oh.
Someone is taking a different class here. I don't know. But,
Interesting.
Yeah, taking. I need to think about that. I'm taking a Spanish course, obviously, because I want to speak Spanish. Even though I like can speak Spanish if you need me to, but I just don't know enough words to really like. I feel like that's always my kryptonite with it. Is like I generally know how to conjugate things, but I just don't know enough words. And like my
Yeah.
Spanish teacher will call on me, and I'm like, I know how to say it. I just don't know the word, and I'm always asking, "Como se dice?" It's just like the entire sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
That's why they say like going to another country, you learn the language.
Exactly,
Just
'cause
because
you
you're
just get
exposed to so
dropped
much
right in.
language. Like
Exactly.
you might not be the best conjugator if you go to another country, don't learn the
But
conjugation
you'll be able
rules,
to
but
speak the language.
at least
That's
you'll
the
be able to say like water bottle I need, and if you conjugate it wrong, then it's
yeah,
fine.
it's like who cares? But at least you had another word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? Oh yeah, because you guys have the same schedules.
Yeah, Raj and I get to see each other every day. It's great.
Except today, because
Except
my
today where
alarm
Raj
go
didn't
off.
show up to any class.
Listen,
0-2 on the day.
combine
one.
put Roger's sleep schedule plus 8 a.m. classes together, and it ain't gonna be a good. There's gonna be days where I'm not gonna go to class.
Honestly,
Days.
you're performing quite well at this rate. Like we're about a month
Exactly.
into classes, and like you showed up to 90% of them at least.
Yeah, I've only
Yeah.
skipped. The only times I've skipped was this Thursday and last Thursday,
No, that was
Oh,
2
God,
Thursdays ago.
Here it comes.
and then the first Thursday. But I had a reason to not go. We had the football game.
That's fair. That's actually the most valid excuse ever.
But besides that, yeah, no, I've been consistent with actually going, which is
Well,
very rare.
we'll take half a point off for Tuesday, but we
So
were
it's like
both
one and
late.
a half. Like 1.5.
Yeah, because Raj and I were both late to class on Tuesday. But
Solid.
yeah, no, classes are kind of, I don't know, they're getting really bad. Like it was honestly quite vibes for like the first like
And then it's just
month. Well, now it's like anatomy is like, okay, you need to know like 100 bones and 100 ligaments. And it's like, okay. And
like,
then
all right, that sounds good.
and then in human physics become like, oh, by the way, we covered all of the digestion system. So at first I was like, cool, I'll just study that. And then it's like, then we did like, we did metabolism in like one day. And then like, and
The
now,
entirety of metabolism.
Yep.
yeah. And then now we're like almost done nervous system. And it's like,
what's after the nervous
suddenly
system?
I was one system behind before. Now I'm 3 systems behind. And I'm 100 ligaments and bones behind.
There's just like
Same.
when it comes to like anatomy and stuff like that, like I'm like, there's no way you can like actually retain all of that information.
No,
in one
there's
class.
like low key, like I still go to lecture, but like there's almost no point because like the
there's
speed at which
no
you
possible way.
also like if you're not sleeping, like waking up at 8 a.m. and like just having like all the anatomical structures being barked at you is like,
Like,
impossible.
Yeah.
It's just words. It's
And you
there's
can't-
no.
I enjoy his class though. His class does like, I mean, staying awake is a little difficult at times, but it's like you can retain more information in our like anatomy class than phys.
Oh, for sure. I enjoy I think enjoy all of our professors. It's just like
The class itself.
I
is
think
just
simply it's hard when you're presenting a topic that's really dry. Like there's
at
no
8 a.m.
you can't explain. You can explain a little bit of the function behind a bone, but you can't explain
Mhm.
like the bone is like the basic structure of it. So you just have to explain where it is and what it does. There's
Yeah.
not much like when you explain like a topic like biochemistry, you talk about like how molecules are used, what they
It's all
turn
the
into,
interactions
how
between them. It's
Exactly.
like there's a lot going on. Yeah.
it's a bone, and if you don't know
Yeah.
where it is, or if you don't know where a bone or a landmark or a ligament is, like sorry, you're not going to do well in anatomy.
Sucks.
Like
You're done.
that's what the course is. So it just requires a lot of like studying. But then
Mhm.
again, you can go over 50 things in a lecture, and then you need to be expected to know them back pretty quickly.
And the
But
thing with our classes is it's not like Dietrich's classes where it's like what they would do is they have like a 5-day schedule. And
our School of Arts and Sciences for people who
Yeah.
don't go to Pitt.
yeah, so they have 5-day schedules. If your classes are Tuesday and Thursday, hour 15,
Yeah.
Hour and 15, yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 50-minute
50
classes.
minutes. Yep.
Those are like manageable. Like sitting through a 50-minute lecture, I could do that even with barely any sleep. Now, with the School of Health and Rehab Science, Justin and I am in, we don't have anything on Friday. No, I don't think any single class happens on Friday. So
Besides our medical terminology exam time.
yeah, for some reason, whatever. But the thing, so our things, we cut off a day, which means our Tuesdays and Thursdays classes and our Monday and Wednesday classes get squished together, and they're also 4 credits, right?
They're 4 credits, yeah. That's why we have
So-
it's about 4 hours of class.
Yeah, so our
Ew.
classes, our big lectures for anatomy and phys are an hour 50 minutes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So it's just sitting through so much twice a week or every day, and you're like, I just want to go home.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting because when you are in the School of Arts and Sciences and you have like a 6:30 to 8 6:30 to 8, a 6 to 8:30 class, and it's a night class.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, all right, that's like it's once a week, it's 3 credits. Like I just got to get through this 2.5 hours, and it feels super long. And then when I saw that the rehab science courses were going to be, if people don't know on the pod, Raj and I are rehabilitation science majors. That's why we're in the School of Health and Rehab Science.
Yes.
But when you take the hour, when I saw hour and 50 minutes, I was like, cool, under 2 hours. I've done night classes before. This is going to be easy. But you actually don't realize that like an hour and 50 of like very challenging material and a lot of complex material is a lot. And then you have to show up 2 days later and do it again. So it's really 4 hours of material for the week, which is longer than the 3 credit night class. And it's significantly harder because most of my night classes were like, I took developmental psychology at night. I took interpersonal communication in healthcare at night. And I took a stats class at night. So more basic classes, but like it's pretty much doing 2 hours of anatomy every single day, and you don't leave the lecture with much more than you know.
Don't forget our at 50 to an hour long lab on Monday or Tuesday.
Yep, but it was really cool because Raj and I went to our first cadaver lab on Monday, which was pretty radical. So
Cool,
Raj, what are your thoughts on anatomy lab?
So anatomy lab. First, you walk in. No one. I don't think a single soul has seen a dead body or a cadaver before walking into that room in our rehab science class. Maybe one person, but
unless you did some like thing in high school,
yeah,
you wouldn't have seen it.
So you walk into the room itself, and like I was the way people described it is, the smell is gonna hit your face. It didn't really faze me, the smell, but you walk in and you see like. Was it 6 tables open?
Six tables, yeah.
There's 6 tables open, and you see like these like decomposed bodies, and it's just like, for me at first, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I wasn't like completely like shocked by it. Others like looked at it like, that's what a dead body looks like, and I'm like, well, yeah, obviously. Like, what do you expect? But like, some people were very shocked, but it was honestly one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Because being able to like touch the landmarks and everything and actually feel what like is going on inside, it was really cool.
It was pretty cool. It is a little bit shocking just because like no one ever like just like sees dead bodies. In high school, if you do, reach out for help. But no, like when I first walked in, I was like, oh cool, I can see them from afar, like no problems, and like I wasn't gonna pass out or anything. Like that's not where we were at. But when you get closer, you are a little bit like shocked. You're just like, wow, like that is a human being who used to be walking around, and I'm just touching his sartorius right now. His rectus femoris looks real good right now. So, and it gets weird. Then you see the faces is weird. I'm sorry if this is triggering for anyone listening to the podcast, but when you see their faces, I should have done that
before, but it's all right.
Yeah. When you see their faces, you're just kind of like, ooh, okay, that's a real person. Because you honestly don't really believe they were real people if you don't see their face, because
100%.
It's all preserved in formaldehyde. These people have been dissected by graduate students. But no, it's really cool. Our professors have always said that this is a really cool opportunity to get exposed to like cadaver lab before you go to medical school, or like PA school if you do that. And they're absolutely right. Like you're not going to meet many undergraduates who get to go to a cadaver lab. And it was really cool. And we have 4 cadaver labs, so this isn't even like close to the last time that we'll be in cadaver lab.
Are we back next week?
Yeah, we are back.
I think we are. Yeah. And it's
like we're back now.
We can also go there for their office hours too, which is like it's not just like a class time thing. You can email your TAs,
just go.
And they have specific office hours where they will be in the cadaver lab, and you can like go and like
that's really cool.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, I don't know if have fun's the right word.
I don't know if learn. Have fun learning.
Yeah, have fun learning, of course.
Jesus.
But no, so that's been pretty cool. Raj and I are all studying for the MCAT right now.
Please stop! Don't say the word.
But which makes things a little bit difficult in terms of coursework. But I think we're both getting through it, right, Raj?
Getting through it.
Yeah.
No free advertising.
It's been a little bit of a trip. I don't know if we talked about it on the last podcast, but like my productivity has been at an all-time high because like I now know I don't actually have a fallback plan. Like I can't just be like, oh, I'll stay up till 3 a.m. if I need to get extra work done one night. It's like, no, number one, I have 8 a.m.s every day, so I can't go to bed at 3. And then number 2, like I need to be productive, so I have extra time in my day. So like if that's 1 hour I'm on Instagram, like scrolling, that's 1 hour I just didn't spend on the MCAT. So it's really pretty cool. I'm also planning to study abroad programs, which has been rad, but it takes a lot of time. So
You gonna do that?
I am. I'm trying to get into the Himalayan Healthcare Wilderness First Responder Program.
It's
So
literally the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
For everyone who's probably not familiar with this program, Pitt has a study abroad program which brings you to the Himalayan mountains in North India, and you get trained to be a first responder. And you also shadow and learn a little bit about like the healthcare culture over in the Himalayan mountains. It's super cool. They're like, I was just reading the syllabus today for the courses when I was reading an essay, and like they teach you all about like acute mountain sickness, like traveler's diarrhea, like some things that you see in the mountains, like tick, Lyme's disease. Also, just like if people fall, how to set them, take vitals, get their history. And then they also have at the end they have a mass casualty incident, like if there was like a landslide or probably something on the mountain, which is super rad. And then like they have it as part of their like the 3-credit anthropology course, we go on a 3-day 24/7 hike through one of the tallest mountains, and like they teach us like on our walk, and we just like in the woods for 3 days.
So jealous.
That sounds so cool.
It's pretty radical, but like obviously like it's expensive, so I've been applying to like a lot of scholarships, which takes a lot of time, and you don't want to just half-ass it. So like
exactly, because like if you're gonna go for a scholarship, you gotta go all in.
Yeah.
So that's been taking a little bit of time. That's what I mean when it rains, it pours. It's like there's always something that's not related.
There's always
to
something
school.
to do. There's
always something not related to school. It's like, oh,
exactly.
I picked up an extra shift at work this week, or work was really busy this week, and you're like, dang, that's why I didn't get my homework done. And of course, the always thing that gets pushed aside is the MCAT. Or like my course studying. So it's like, okay, cool. Like I was busy writing scholarships this week because I won't study for the MCAT. It's like, Justin, this is the most important exam you're gonna take in your life, and you're right. I probably should go on that. But we're grinding on the flashcards. I know a lot of useless psychology and sociology facts. A lot of useless sociology.
I feel like there's so much on and don't get me wrong, I completely understand why like you need to go through like all of the biology, all of the chemistry, all of like everything you need to know for the MCAT, all the classes you got to take before you apply to med school, but so much of that you are never going to use. Literally, there's so much of that. Like, when am I going to use evolution in the medical field?
Okay, that one's a little
I'm never gonna need to know like that plants like interact with each other through pollinators and which pollinators are better than others. Like, why do I need to know this if I'm trying to get into med school?
Plant school.
Humans don't have chloroplast?
Shockingly, no.
Fortunately, they don't test it on the MCAT. I don't think. They don't.
I know. Like, you two had to cover your own faces.
Yeah.
They don't, right?
They don't.
I haven't read the bio book yet.
Yeah. If you guys know what time I go to bed at, well, last year especially, guess what's the latest I've stayed up? Guess what's the latest I've stayed up since school started?
Probably 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah, 2:30 a.m. Like,
I feel like you've gotten better.
Not counting weekends, I've been up until like 3:30, 3 the latest.
Weekends don't count.
Yeah, weekends don't.
I pulled a 2:30. I mean, a 3:30 on Monday night going into Tuesday. But other than that, it's impossible because most of the time I'm waking up at 6:30 to 7 to get ready to go to class and stuff like that. And if you're going to bed at 2, you're talking about like
3
getting
hours.
4 or 5 hours of sleep, and that's like simply not enough. I woke up with bags under my eyes on Thursday, and I was like, bad. I still think I have a little bit of them right now.
Oh yeah, the bags under the eyes are just that's a college.
You gotta get on the academic weapon train. Wake up at 5:30, hit the gym.
Yeah,
it's
then
not
Raj
fun.
had to skip today because he slept through his alarm.
Dude, I need to disable that snooze button.
I don't think you can.
No, you can.
Oh, you can?
I need to just turn it off. I have my Alexa show next to my bed. I need to have that have 10 alarms. I might as well just wear my watch to bed.
I have an Apple HomePod, and Siri is great at waking me up in the morning because it's so like it's also really loud. So like I hope my neighbors don't really mind too much. I don't think it would wake them up through the walls. But no, it's like so loud, but it really pisses me off. Like especially like sometimes when you wake up and your voice is raspy, so sometimes Siri doesn't catch me talking to her, and then I'm like and then I'm starting to scream, and then I'm like, oh, I'm already awake. But today we were fighting some demons getting up. Let me tell you, I did the thing where like you see 6:30, you're like, yeah, I can make it 6:45, and then you go back to bed for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then 6:45, you're like, fine, I'll just sit here for 3 minutes until I get up, and then you kind of like drift off again, and then suddenly it's 7 o'clock, and you're like, I'm gonna be late if I don't start moving.
I gotta move. Yeah.
Justin, is your audio coming out your laptop like on a speaker, or is it going through your headphones? Okay, never mind.
Why?
I wasn't gonna yell, "Hey Siri."
Oh. No, yeah, Siri would not hear that.
Well, Raj, he's wearing headphones.
I just realized.
You're on one today.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I am.
Anywho, but no, overall, I think classes have been fine. I think there's a different perspective I have as a junior. Like, I feel like this is the most prepared I've ever been to, like, I mean, it makes sense, you're getting older, but like most prepared I've been to tackle classes. I'm like, I don't know if I'm busier than I was last year, but like, I'm definitely like more important stuff with the MCAT and like phys and anatomy going on, and like is not anywhere as like stressful as last year. But also our classes are cool. Like organic chemistry is like kind of cool, but sometimes it drag. Like physics is fine, but sometimes it drag. Anatomy and phys are going to be cool no matter what, and they're applicable to our career. So at least you're like, you know what?
At least it's like interesting to you. It's like, okay, like I'm learning about things that I will want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like having to sit through physics too. Like, when will I ever need to know how circuits work?
On the MCAT.
Yeah,
the
apparently.
Apparently.
I'm not going to be a cardiologist. I don't need to know about the electrical output of a heart.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on the MCAT, right?
I know, Justin.
I feel like wait. The electrical output of the heart. I feel like that's important.
It is important
for cardiologists and stuff like that.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess you're reading.
You don't need it to pass your boards or anything.
Yeah, I want to go into. Oh wait.
Yeah. There's two things called residency school.
Yeah.
Standardized exams.
Well, I'm a bone doc, so it doesn't matter. Does it?
No, USMLE you take in medical school.
To step 1, step 2.
Yeah.
I thought you meant residency, like exams in residency.
No.
That's a problem. What, 3 years down the line?
We'll come back to episode 32 of the Washed Athlete podcast and cite the time that Raj underestimated the electricity of the heart and thus failed his USMLE step 1 and step 2. And
how am I going to fail step 2 if I don't pass step 1?
You just would.
Yeah, you just would. Well, you're gonna take step 1, fail it, retake it, pass it, and then you're gonna fail step 2.
Oh my god!
Because both times you underestimated the electricity of the heart.
Exactly, because you're like, I'm fine, and then you forgot it, and then it's like, damn.
We're manifesting it right here.
Right now.
Yeah, it's gonna. I already know something. I would
put it in the history books.
This is where Raj goes downhill. right here.
You think now is when I go downhill?
Yeah,
we gotta back it up real quick. It all started December 11th, 2001.
Oh god,
that's when Raj was at his peak. It's never been the same since.
For exactly 1 second, I thought you were about to just recite out the date of Pearl Harbor, and I was like, "Why are you gonna do this?" Like, I really thought when you just said December, I was like, "Don't."
Out of all days, I know it's in December, but. I can't believe that's what your brain went to. Raj, I bet you were. Like, I could see you coming out of the womb screaming like a banshee. Like you were probably just the worst. Okay,
wait. Are we just bagging on Raj? Like, is that what we're doing? Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, cool.
Like I just at the beginning of the day, it was just like this is all downhill from here. Everyone knew. No, don't change your octopus from happy.
It's already sad.
It's already sad. Okay.
No. This is angry.
Oh, angry. It's a little bit hard to see on the pod because you're wearing a black hoodie. Sad octopus for everyone on our audio listeners.
I just realized we're kind of all in like a gradient, at least for me, where like.
Oh no! Yeah, no, white, for me too.
Justin's wearing like gray. Raj is wearing black.
I'm on. You're in the middle, Peter, for me. So it's black.
You're in the middle for me, Justin.
Nice. On the centerpiece. We love to see it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, we got to talk about in the pod. Raj and I have started going to McDonald's too much.
Here we go again.
McDonald's app has so many good deals. It's absurd.
It's gas.
It's so good.
2 chicken sandwiches for $5. Are you kidding me?
Like McDonald's should actually, we've been serious before about sponsorship, of course, but like this is an actual, like it's so bad but so good. So every
Oh my
Tuesday,
God.
Raj and I be going to McDonald's because the deals are like gnarly. It's so awesome, but like obviously McDonald's is not the best for the health. But we went the one day and we got these Happy Meals and they were in Pokemon boxes.
Yes. We got Pokemon cards too.
It was great.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I love that you guys. I just see in the group chat, and then Jacob's like, "Ooh, I might need to pull up," and you all like show up now.
Yep.
Like,
It was-
let me read some of these deals. Well, let's see. The $5 Big Mac 10-piece chicken nuggets or quarter pounder with cheese, medium fries, and medium soft drink for $5. Like, for $5, that is like an $8 meal right there.
Mhm.
Where's okay? 20% off any purchase of $2 or more. The buy one get one sandwich free is still there.
Buy one get one free. Yeah, it's still there.
That one's good.
There's just the deals are good, and then you also can accumulate rewards points, so you just get stuff for free. So it's really just like it's just a great time, and
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
some people don't think McDonald's food is good. I actually really enjoy McDonald's food. Like I think it's really good.
It depends on what you get.
Mhm.
It really does.
Oh, okay. So what's not good?
Well, first of all, the fillet of fish. If you order
Oh,
that,
I'm not getting fish at McDonald's. No.
okay, thank God. Like I just needed to establish that. And like
Yeah.
sometimes, like it can be hit. Oh God, where else would
Justin,
it
remember that lady who walked in
Yep.
and goes, "Can I have two fillet
fillet
of
of
fish?
fish,
Hold
no
the
bread."
bread."
Hold the bread.
She just wanted the fish patty and the tartar sauce.
Okay, she needs to be hunted down and found and tried at the Geneva Convention.
No, hear me
That
out.
is a crime against humanity. You're telling me she wanted a fillet of fish with the tartar sauce on top and nothing else.
And probably a slice of cheese. I think that's what it comes with.
Yeah.
Why?
You know what? This is what she's gonna do. She's gonna use the 2 fillet of fish as buns and put a quarter pounder in the middle,
No.
and then
Raj,
a big
Raj.
chicken to finish it off. It's called a McGangbang.
You need to get sent to Guantanamo for that one. That was like literally the worst thing you have ever said. That is
was
the
bad.
worst thing you've ever said.
You don't want to land, air, and sea?
No.
No, when those came out for context, they came out with these like McDonald's like
menu hacks, I
combination,
think.
menu hacks. And it was like land, air, and
Land,
sea, and
sea.
they had like a Big Mac and then like a
It was
fillet
a
of fish on
burger,
it.
chicken, and fish all on one sandwich.
Yum.
Not cool. The nugget one and the quarter pounder sounded kind of good.
That sounded good.
Like I rocked with that, but not
Yeah.
the land, air, and sea or
No.
whatever it's called. They were
No.
calling it. They had to cancel that real quick.
Wasn't that like
but
1,700 calories? Or
it
something
was
like that.
insane.
It was an
macros went crazy.
They were nuts.
my
Gnarly. Also, I'm gonna make a stand on podcast real quick. The fact that McDonald's does not have other milk that's dairy free is ridiculous. I can't order coffee there.
Just
And
grow up.
McCafe is so good. Like objectively, like great coffee. Like all their drinks, and everything, but they don't have dairy free milk, so like I can't get it.
You are
Just-
ordering from McDonald's.
Grow
what
up.
did you expect?
Lactose
I just-
intolerance is a choice. Grow up.
I expect them to be more socially accepting of people who can't process dairy. It's
Their
2022.
Chicken
It's a
nuggets
Change
are
your mind.
not chicken. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what they are.
They're good. That's all that matters.
They're good. I'm not denying
They're
that.
so good.
But you're expecting them to have dairy-free milk for your coffee?
I just think they need to make a change right now.
You see, the change they need to make is bring back all-day breakfast. That's what they need. Because I want to be able to order a hash brown. And
Oh, the hash browns. Oh
exactly.
my gosh.
That's the change they need to make.
No hash brown. I think we've talked about it before, but what's everyone's like favorite fast food place?
Oh,
Are you
stop
kidding me?
it. Stop it. I
Guess what my favorite fast food place is?
It's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Dude, Taco Bell has a stranglehold. Like, literally in like a full, like, guillotine, like, stranglehold on you.
For $600, or not for a lot of money,
600
Taco Bell can do something for your wedding.
They can cater your wedding.
Yeah. And not just that, they give like I saw
Dude.
this on like a display thing when I was
It's actually
ordering.
repulsive.
It was like they will cater your wedding. They'll give you like these custom sauce packets, like wedding themed sauce
Oh,
packets.
it doesn't like say on. It like says like the different things on the sauce
Yeah.
packets, right?
They'll get you those, and I think it's a lot of other things. I don't know, but catering. I think it'll be like there obviously will be more food than just Taco Bell, but like still,
Okay,
like
so what
brown
I'm hearing
people-
is you are getting Taco Bell catering for your wedding.
obviously.
That's gonna be electric, and I'm gonna be on the toilet for
The
so
whole
long.
night, the whole dang night.
No. I'll be able to suffer through like the first night, and then the next couple days because the Indian weddings are more than one day. I will be dying.
Oh my- What if we have like literally like 5 days of just Taco Bell at
Taco
Roger's
Bell
wedding?
and
Oh
alcohol
my
by that
goodness.
point. Like that's gonna be the worst thing,
Dude.
ever.
There's a website for it. It's called TacoBellWedding.com.
Why do you know this?
I just looked it up.
We'll put the link to this down in the description for anyone interested.
God.
I didn't know this existed. I saw.
It's one of your favorites, isn't it? You bookmarked it.
Yeah, just like how I bookmarked
Show me
all
your
these other
bookmarks
websites.
right now. Show me
You're,
your bookmarks right
you're
now.
already planning your wedding right now. This is insane.
Is
Just
it
live on the
bookmarks?
pod. Live on the pod.
Show me your bookmarks. You deleted it. You deleted
You deleted
it.
it.
You deleted it. You deleted
Scumbag.
it. Go to favorites. Go to favorites at the top. You deleted it. Unbelievable.
Side angle.
I have the default bookmarks. I don't bookmark
You
things on my
deleted it.
phone.
It was the only thing that you saved. You deleted it.
Uh huh. Okay.
Um,
All right.
my
I have-
favorite
What,
fast
can I
food
read what we
place.
get?
Yes, fine. Go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Custom
Tell us.
Taco Bell wedding merchandise includes a sauce packet garter, bow and tie just married.
Garter? No.
No, you cannot be putting Taco Bell up there. That seems illegal.
Just married t-shirts, champagne flutes, a Cinnabon Delights cake, and of course a taco party pack. Are you? They have a
Wait, this-
chapel?
wait. Time out, time
What?
out, time out. Wait, okay, whoa. Hey, okay, we need to back up for a second. So, Taco Bell themed garter.
Is there a picture?
A Cinnabon cake?
Yeah.
A single Taco Bell party pack.
Yeah.
What?
I think
For
it's
the
more.
entire wedding.
I
For
think,
the photo booth.
I don't even
like-
know.
Like, that is
Oh,
one party
oh.
pack.
So this isn't they cater your wedding. You get married in a Taco Bell in Las Vegas.
Oh, of course. Of course. How could we be so
What
silly?
is?
Right.
Yeah, it's a Las Vegas wedding.
You're gonna get married in a Taco Bell?
Obviously not.
All right. Do people want to see the Taco Bell garter?
Yes, please.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
so,
please.
audio listeners, I'm sorry. This isn't gonna
Love you to death, but
this-
you,
yeah,
you gotta
this is-
just go over to
You're just gonna have
YouTube
to
or
come over
somewhere.
to YouTube or just sit here for the vibes. But
Yeah.
today, right now, we're gonna pull up the Taco Bell garter. Never something I thought I'd be doing on the podcast. But
That sentence, I don't think I'd ever. Oh my god! What
And
am
here's
I looking
the
at?
the wedding swag Taco Bell wedding.
Mr.
Oh, the bouquets of
Mrs.
sauces too.
Oh my!
You get
Cinnabon
god.
cake.
24 tacos.
Yo, that cake looks so
Bob
gas.
blasted champagne glasses.
Alright, okay, hear me out. That cake looks super good.
It looks
though.
so
that
good.
looks really good, dude. You get Taco Bell themed champagne glasses. That's so funny.
Hear me out. Hear me out. We just have a meme wedding with 2 people just so we can get the cake.
Raj, how expensive do you think this would be? Just
I don't
just,
This would be. I feel like that would be kind of expensive. I'm not.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna be expensive about that though, because it's like,
Well, to
honestly-
rent it. That's the entire
Yeah,
thing. Is that they
okay,
just
wait.
upcharge it like crazy.
how much is it for that cake? Because now I want it.
I don't
Well,
know.
they probably don't sell it like that. They like you have to do the thing to have them make the cake. They probably only sell it at that location.
God damn it! We're going to Vegas just for the cake.
Oh my god!
Or we can just make it ourselves with the recipe that they probably have.
You think any of us can bake?
Someone definitely ripped it on the internet. Okay, baking is
Oh,
more
I
of
don't
a
see anything.
science.
That is
Baking
true.
is more of a science than cooking.
The real question is, can our oven handle it?
Absolutely not. That thing is from
Yeah.
the 70s. If we're lucky.
Oh my god, this is double decker cake. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
This is just we're gone. We're fully down the rabbit
For
hole.
anyone who actually is considering a Taco Bell wedding, we're sorry we're making fun of you, but like just say it's a meme and it's fine.
Also, okay, wait, time out. If somebody that is listening to this legitimately is considering and or has a Taco Bell wedding, we need pictures of this.
Yes.
And come on the pod. Come on the pod.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast. We need to talk about it because that is the craziest thing I have ever heard, but that's also amazing, and I would just love to talk to you.
Yes.
Send us an email.
Like, please.
Watchafterpodcast@gmail.com.
We need to find somebody that has had a Taco Bell wedding. Like, or if somebody in the comments can just like go find whoever has like made a Taco Bell wedding, like unironically, like do that. Like do the full FBI search. We need to get in contact with somebody.
For sure. So back to the fast food thing.
Oh, right.
Is Shake Shack considered pure fast food or is that quick service food?
No, that's I consider that fast food.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
then
fast
Shake
food.
Shack is the best fast food place.
Yeah. I don't think it's close. Because In-N-Out, whatever. But I'm not gonna lie. I've had In-N-Out one time and it's good, but it's literally just burgers. Like, I don't understand why it's so hyped as it is. Because, like, first of all, the fries are genuinely terrible. Like, they're so bad.
Are they crispy?
You're not rocking with animal
they're
style?
Not. They're very floppy, like, they're always undercooked fries. And it's like, they're just not
Yum.
good. And I feel like at Shake Shack, it's always consistent. And, like, it's just, like, the quality of the food is so good. The milkshakes are really good. The fries are good. They're the crinkle cuts. So they are their own style, but they're still, like, cooked well. Like, the chicken sandwich from there is really, really good. Like, it's hard to top.
Now, what if I were to tell you guys Taco Bell had nacho fries?
Okay, stop talking. That's what I'm saying. Because there's been so many ads about that. Like, yes, everybody knows they have the nacho fries,
And they are
apparently
gas.
they're good. But it's just, dude, it's literally just taco dust on fries with cheese.
I don't care.
Like,
They are
obviously,
so good.
it's gonna be good. No duh. You put nacho cheese and taco dust on anything, it's gonna taste good.
Alright, I'm trying to get us this
Right.
sponsorship. Okay, moving on.
Right.
Justin,
Right. I had to talk to you a little bit. You said Taco Bell, your favorite fast food place.
yeah.
Then why, as of
Are you gonna load up my tier list?
January 11th, 2022, was Popeyes and Qdoba ranked over Taco Bell?
Yikes!
You're fake.
Yikes! Oh, 1 sec. How long ago was that post? Give me 30 seconds.
January
Fake.
11th,
Fake.
2022.
Fake.
Give me
fake.
30 seconds here. I just need to do something.
Don't delete the post. This has so many views.
I would never
No,
delete
please,
the post.
Please. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It had
Don't do it.
182 accounts reached.
Come on, please.
But
I'm
yeah,
not
no,
gonna
Shake
delete
Shack, Shake Shack is awesome. Comment your favorite
It's-
fast food place below.
Oh, God.
Well,
Shit.
hear me out.
Unbelievable.
There's a difference between favorite and like, well,
Guilty
I was
pleasure is different
guilty,
than
yeah.
favorite.
I was like factoring in like also the quality of food and everything.
Well,
like,
I was going just based off of what I think objectively is the
So you
best.
chose Popeyes, which is completely fried.
It's objectively better than Taco Bell,
yeah.
but Raj loves Taco Bell more, I think.
If you
I don't know,
put
I
a
think-
Taco Bell and Popeyes in front of me, I will go to a Taco Bell before I go to a Popeyes.
Then
I agree.
Why did you
I'll-
rank Pop? Whatever.
I don't know. I honestly don't know
It
why I
doesn't
did
make
that.
And
sense.
Qdoba makes no sense.
I'm trying to
Okay,
think
no,
why I did it.
No. I will die on my
Yes.
hill that the mall at Short Hills has the greatest Qdoba on the planet. It is so good. Every single time I went there, they had the perfect, it was like a thick burrito, but they had the flour tortillas that were big enough that they could wrap all of it in. It had the perfect ratio of queso to rice to chicken. They didn't skip out on chicken like Chipotle does, and I hate that they always do that. It's not coming out of your paycheck. Give me a full scoop. Sorry. Sorry.
Passion.
But that was pure passion. But it was just the combination of everything was just so good every single time. I can't speak on whatever the South Side or whatever other Qdoba you guys went to. I'm sure that was
just
atrocious.
So mid.
Yeah.
Jacob said it wasn't bad. It was just mid. Like,
Yeah.
not it. But again, if you guys want to hear more about our fast food takes, you can go over to episode 11, Taco Bell Everything. I think it's when we talked about it.
Yeah.
Great episode to go check out. But we're gonna transition here because I want to talk about Ben Simmons. For most people who don't know, Ben
Yes.
Simmons was a 76ers point guard. We drafted him a while ago. Played pretty well. He ended up not performing well in one of the playoff series. Sat out the year because he didn't really want to be on the Sixers anymore and kind of cited mental health issues. It's kind of a long story. Go look it up if you really have no idea what it is. But it was very interesting because Ben Simmons is a pretty quiet guy. He doesn't really go on a lot of podcasts, doesn't really like post on social media a whole lot. And he went onto the JD Redick podcast and started talking about his about his mental health, like kind of why he wanted to get away from the Sixers and whatnot. And I thought, Ben Simmons went out here, he talked about his story, whatnot. I was like, okay, cool. Like he gave reasons for why he wasn't going to play. And he said he was a little bit disappointed with certain players, certain people in the media for like not really supporting him during this time. And I was like, you know what? That's probably very valid. And then some of the people responding were like, so what's the word? Insensitive, or just like, they were like, still like, it was like, oh, I still stand by my point. And I was like, how is this even like possible? Like you think he's lying? And even if he was lying, like there's nothing you can do about it. Like you have to imagine you want to believe it. And like the whole notion is surrounding the fact that Ben Simmons, the number 1 overall pick in the 2016 NFL NBA draft, grew up in Australia where basketball is like not super huge, came to the United States to play basketball, and the notion is people think he doesn't want to play basketball. And I'm like, why would Ben Simmons not want to play basketball?
He probably just didn't want to play in Philly. Like
he grew up in a country where like basketball wasn't a big sport. He came to the United States to play basketball. So I just don't I don't understand the notion. So
yeah,
I don't know if other people saw things going around, but Shaquille O'Neal was like saying how like, because Ben Simmons like, Shaq be saying all the time that he's like my LSU brother, but he never reached out to me. And then Ben Simmons reached out to him, like being like, hey, bro, I don't really appreciate what you're saying. Like, I'm going through it right now. And Shaq posted the DMs on Instagram during that time. And Shaq was like, he needs to grow up. I never talked about his mental health issues. And I was like, bro, what's the point?
Dang. That's like, yeah, you're so right. Where it's like, if he is lying, like it doesn't, like it is a tough situation because like the last thing I want to do is defend somebody that is abusing the mental health, like essentially like issue to just like gain like some sort of like favor or advantage with other people. But if he really was like feeling that awful playing in Philly and like people were just bagging on him that bad that he didn't even want to play the sport that he literally dedicated his life to, like that's the only thing that he's probably done since he was like a kid, like outside of like going to high school. Probably that's all he ever did. Like at LSU, it's like let's be real, student athletes, like they are not students, they are athletes first.
No, if you listen to Ben talk about on the JD Redick podcast, I'll put the link to it in the description if people are interested. He literally was like, I wasn't treated like a student at LSU.
Exactly.
He's like, I wasn't treated like a student.
No, they are athletes first. Like, let's be fully transparent about that. And like, he put so much time and effort into that. So for him to walk away like that after, like he had a very, like, let's be real, horrible performance in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Like what he was able to put out there, where he passed it against Trae Young, who is like a foot shorter than him. He should have just took it to the rack. I get it. It was a horrible performance. But the thing is that like what was going on, it wasn't just the fans. I think people kind of forget about that. It was like other big name people, probably people that he looked up to in the media, just bagging on this guy. Like, just making him feel horrible about himself.
And I think I mentioned before on the podcast, stuff like, if I've talked to other people about it, Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid went to the podium after the game and were like, the reason we lost the game is because we could have scored 2 points and we only scored 1 point. And they're referring to the Ben Simmons play. And it's like, right after the game, when Ben Simmons is at his lowest, like, he there's no way he's just like, oh, it's fine, we lost. Like, no, he cares. And he said he already was like dealing with some of the mental health stuff before. So this guy's not in a great spot. And you just end the season by going, pretty much, it's Ben Simmons' fault. Whatnot. Like, I wouldn't want to play for that team either. I would be like, screw you guys. Like,
yeah, they didn't have your back at all.
No, and like, for no reason, I just don't really get the whole like argument against Ben Simmons. If people are just like, he's soft, then I'm just like, okay, you're either like devaluing mental health or you're thinking that he's making it up. And thinking he's making it up is just like, you're pretty much just banking on the fact that he's setting up this whole entire lie so that you can be right, which there's just no point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and the thing is, like, it could have been so much easier for Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid to go up there and be like, "Yeah, he made a mistake, but again, we could have scored more points. Like, it's a team sport. Like, yeah, sure, it might have come down to that moment, but we shouldn't have let that happen. Like, we should have
Yeah,
been playing better as a team, so that way it never even had to get to that point. Like, Atlanta was a good team, but the Sixers should have wiped the floor with them. Like, they
for sure.
objectively were a better team.
Yeah.
Like, period.
And well, I think what's really funny about the whole situation too is Matisse Thybulle gets fouled. Like people forget, Ben Simmons passes up an easy 2 points to Matisse Thybulle. Matisse Thybulle gets fouled on the play. Right? There's three situations that could have happened. One situation which did happen is he got fouled. He went to the free throw line, and Matisse Thybulle made one free throw. That could have happened. Matisse Thybulle could have gone to the line and made two free throws. And in that case, the dunk and the free throw would have been the free throws would have been the same. Nothing would have changed. Or
Actually,
the
well,
better
actually,
situation
yeah,
gets Matisse Thybulle gets the ball passed. He gets fouled, converts an and one. They score 3 points. And I believe at that point in the game, they would actually have taken the lead with that play.
I was
And that's
just about to
like
say that,
they're nitpicking one specific point in like a split second where it was a bad decision. Bad decisions happen all over the game, and it was like in an alternate universe, this actually benefits the Sixers, and people wouldn't have even talked about it. They would have been like,
"Oh my god, what a great play!" Because
they might not even say great play, but they just would have been like, "Oh, well, that was good." I mean, I guess it worked out for them
in the end. Like, yeah, like it was.
And
It ended up being a good play. Like, whatever.
and the Sixers would have gone to the Eastern Conference Finals, and it would have probably been fine. Maybe they make the finals. Who knows?
Exactly.
So just like crazy that, and we talked about it a little bit on one of our other episodes where like people nitpick athletes, and it's not really fair. And it was like totally happened in this case, especially with a guy who like has pretty much proved himself in the league. And I know Philly like really hates Ben Simmons, and I'm still defending Ben Simmons. I might consider buying his Brooklyn jersey. But no, I was just like it annoyed me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why is that on the media? Like, why are people still on the hill like we don't like Ben Simmons or like Ben Simmons stuff? Like, how about you just wait to see him play the season? If he's really bad this season, then start talking. Or if he like Ben Simmons says he's on a podcast that he was in a better place mentally. So if he starts playing bad in the beginning of the year and then it's like, oh, sorry, my mental's not there, then I'd be like, you know what? Like you weren't ready to play basketball. Even if it is your mental, like you should have known, you shouldn't have geared up. But like he has no excuses going into the year. Like he said he's better. He had back surgery. He says he's feeling great. He has a good team around him. Like no excuses now for him. So I don't know why. Like this is like the first really like quote unquote pass we've given Ben Simmons in his career. I don't know why so many people are like anti Ben Simmons. Kind of the same way people are anti Carson Wentz, but that's a story for a different day.
You know, there seems to be a common denominator on both of these things. It seems to be Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I literally think it has stuff to do with the beat writers and the news reporters and like
it's just like it's the media culture of Philly, I think.
Yeah, it's you don't get a lot of passes. Philly just wants like blue collar. We grind down teams, and if you don't have one of those players, like Carson Wentz was not a grinder, Ben Simmons wasn't a grinder, and they're like, they're not. Built
I think
for
Carson
Philly.
Wentz was a grinder, but to his own detriment, where he would break both of his legs to get one more yard on a play.
Yeah,
and it's like, what are you doing?
Yep, and then additionally, like they would be like, he doesn't watch film. He's like careless with the ball. He's stupid. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't know what you guys want. Like, he was a competent quarterback.
Yeah, he was fine. He had, like, a bad season.
Almost won the MVP.
Yeah, he almost won the MVP, like, got hurt again. Like, if the argument was he was injury-prone, fine. But the argument was always, he is bad. And it's like, objectively, he's not bad. He's very volatile, where his highs can be very, very high, and his lows could be, like, a 1-yard pick six. Like, I totally get that. But, like, again, he's not objectively a bad quarterback. Like, he has great moments.
My favorite part about the Carson Wentz injury-prone thing is Carson Wentz got in a freak accident where he dived into the end zone. Some guy hit his knee with a helmet and tore his ACL. It's like, you know what, Carson Wentz probably shouldn't have dived like that. Fine. He got injured. I wouldn't call it injury-prone. He took a helmet to the knee. Like, of course you're going to get hurt. Then the next year, right, he gets concussed because Jadeveon Clowney, when Carson Wentz is on the ground, comes in, late hit on the quarterback, right into the back of his helmet. Carson Wentz is concussed, out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
What can he do against, like, Jadeveon Clowney, like late hit on the quarterback, got fouled for it, probably got suspended for it. Yeah. It was a late hit, dirty hit on the quarterback in his head region. What is Carson Wentz? The rules are in place so that doesn't happen. because they know what it
happens
causes.
anyway, so.
So I was like, I don't know how that makes Carson Wentz injury prone. And then if you just want to be like, yeah, he's gotten some arm injuries in the past, like, so is every other quarterback. Trey Lance just hurt himself in 3 games into the season. Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt every single year.
Yeah.
Like just like players all over the league are always getting hurt. Even tonight, the Dolphins game, like Tua's got a back thing. That he might not, I think he'll play, but like he's got a back thing. He's on the injury report. Tua had a hip thing in college. Like there's all players that have injury histories. And there's always a Carson Wentz is injury prone, and it's like, I don't know, you're going to hit in the back of the helmet. So,
yeah.
Well, we have a little bit of time left. We're going to do a quick rundown of the NFL, more about our teams, though. So, Peter, how are we feeling about the New York Football Giants?
I mean, I knew we were going to lose to Dallas last week. I don't think that was even a question. We have like never beaten Dallas since y'all decided to tank on the last game. That was the last time we beat them. And I forget who it was. I forget who our backup running back was that like sat on the ball after he fumbled it and like nearly lost us the game. But that was like the last time. I was not expecting to beat Dallas. I think that people really were underestimating Cooper Rush. I think he's been doing very good. Like, I think there might legit be some calls for a quarterback controversy in Dallas, even though there absolutely should not be, because Dak should be the starter without question. But I think people will do that. And I think that we just have a very young team overall. Like, we have great players, but they just need more time to develop. Like, Evan Neal is an absolute monster of a human being. Looked awful like on that Monday night game. He got spun around like a roulette table. It was ridiculous.
And Dallas is different. That was a good analogy. And
yeah,
and Dallas's defensive front is really not that good anymore because they had Randy Gregory and Lawrence.
Well, it still is pretty solid with DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. But again,
I forgot about Micah. Yeah, sorry, my B.
Yeah, he's still like, and he
the best defensive player in football.
He's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year. Like,
it's not even close. I think unless he gets injured, he's already locked up the award. It's not close.
Yeah, it's really not close. But anyway, yeah. So the thing is that Andrew Thomas, our left tackle, had a lot of issues with like letting up sacks and stuff, and people were already calling him a bust after 1 year. And now it's been, I think, 2 or 3 years since he's been drafted, and now he is the highest graded left tackle in the league. He has I think a 90. It's like his like PPR is like a 90 or something like that, and he's like the top like 5 players in the NFL like that have that like a rating like that. So he's like had time to develop. He's gotten a lot better, and I think somebody like Evan Neal, he even said he was like, yeah, like I kind of went from having to just overpower people in college to like actually learn how to like place my feet and like use my hands and like use technique, because I can't just overpower people because this is the NFL and they are all strong. So I think there's a lot of like hope, and the fact that the Giants were actually fighting throughout the entire game is very different than like in the past where we would just roll over and die and just like nothing would happen for like the entire game. They like would get up like 21 points and it's like, all right, game's over. Who cares? But I think there's a lot of hope. I don't think they're going to be as good as some Giants fans hope, but you know, we'll see. It's a must-win game against the Bears because they're absolutely god-awful, so we shall see.
I feel like this is very reactionary, and I don't like you guys could still make it, but I feel like you guys losing to Dallas is like there is no chance for you guys to make the playoffs at this point. Not because like your record is bad, just because Dallas is not a great team.
Yeah.
And if you really need to be 3-0 to get there, and that's not like again like 2-1, like you could still easily make the playoffs, like, but I think just more on like team vibe and like what your strength of schedule was and stuff like, and teams you'll play later in the back half of the year. Like you still got 2 games with the Eagles. You're probably gonna wipe both time with the Eagles. And something
he's
like
not even close. Like I would be surprised if the spread wasn't 20 points each game.
It won't be that high, but it might be around like 10 at home, like 7, maybe 10 on the road, 13, 14 at home.
Yeah.
So, and you guys are in a weird situation. You guys have some young guys. Did you draft Johnson, defensive end?
No, that's Kayvon Thibodeau that we have.
Thibodeau fell. You guys, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but then of course someone dove at his knee, so he's like, he's back, but I don't think he's like fully back yet. I think he's gonna need a little bit to like really get into it. But he seems like he's been getting involved. Like, and we also have another edge rusher from Georgia, Azeez Ojulari. He's been doing pretty well. So
yeah, you got 2 new edge rushers, you got a new offensive tackle, and then you've got a quarterback who's like fighting for his job in the league, and he's not doing a great job of winning that. So it's a really weird situation. You got like young team, but then like your quarterback's like fighting for his life.
Exactly. And Saquon's back, which is nice. He's
not injured, and it's week 4. So
I know he's back. He is
not even on the injury report.
No, he's back. I think because and it's honestly like, as much as I am so biased as a Giants fan, I think the NFL is better when he is healthy. Like, because he is
for sure
so electrifying on the field, where it's like he's just one of those guys where, like, fine, he might not get like 5 yards a carry every single carry, but on any carry he could just take it to the house, and like that is just so cool to watch. Where he can just make a cut and then he's just gone. Like, it's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had something I was gonna say. Oh, how else am I gonna see the media showing me his quads if he's not playing?
Exactly. Like, we gotta be seeing that.
Yeah, exactly. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley, exactly.
Raj, Eagles vibe check.
We vibing in Philly right now.
Damn right you guys are.
We vibing. Oh my god, we are.
That's all. Okay, cool. I thought that was the end of the analysis. I was like,
no,
gotta keep going.
I was about. It's just a few quick points. The Lions game scared me a little bit because of the defense. As soon as we play the Vikings and the Commanders, I'm like, okay, never mind. Defense is chilling.
Yeah.
Like,
big concern with our team.
Like,
go ahead,
Josh. Kirk Cousins' favorite receiver is Darius Slay.
Yep, there you go.
Wentz got sacked 9 times.
Yeah, it was an Eagles revenge game against Wentz.
Like, I
don't even know why. Like, there's no like. Eagles have no reason to seek revenge, and they just destroy the guy.
They were just abusing Carson Wentz for no reason.
Fletcher Cox was trying to just end that man's career.
He wanted to kill that guy.
Oh my god. And defense is good. Offense, everything's starting to click even better now. We got Smitty into the action. Quez got into the action last week against the Vikings. Our trio of Batmen, they're going to do well.
A.J. Brown is a incredible receiver.
Swole Batman.
Yeah, I think people forgot, like, Devontae Smith last year had a little bit disappointing of a rookie year when you consider what Jamar Chase was doing. He still played pretty well. Like, not many rookie receivers get to 900 yards, but I think people underestimated how big of an impact having A.J. Brown opposite of him would have been, because you can't double 2 guys. And if you double 2 guys, then you're going to have to hope that Quez Watkins doesn't run just a straight route down the field and burn you. Not that he's like a great receiver, but he has enough speed and he's good enough at running routes and catching that is dangerous. So if you double both guys on the side, you're going to get no pass rush, and then you're going to have Quez Watkins single coverage, and maybe you'll just drop a bomb for 60 yards touchdown. That's what happened against Minnesota.
And even when we go quad, 4 receivers out, Zach Pascal is still on our team, and he was the number 2 in Indy along Michael Pittman.
And you're forgetting about Dallas Goedert, who's one of the better players in the league.
Or Miles Sanders, who decides to be good or bad and flips a coin in the locker room.
Hey, don't forget about Boston Scott, okay?
Oh, how can I?
When we play the Giants, Boston Scott's going to go for like 102 TDs.
Exactly. No, it's only when he plays the Giants, though.
For sure.
Only.
Yeah. But then what I was going to say is the only concerning thing about the Eagles right now, in my opinion, is they scored 24 points in the second quarter against Washington and didn't score another point the entire game. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. I don't know if they're just trying to like save people, like play smart football, because they're totally doing that. Like, vibes, cool, I'm good with that. But I just want to make sure that's not like a recurring issue. They also didn't score any points in the second half against Minnesota. So that is a room of concern, because we're playing Jacksonville this week. Jacksonville is playing very well right now. Doug Peterson is familiar with Jalen Hurts, quarterback.
Angry.
So, and the Jaguars have nothing to lose. They're coming into Philly. They're playing well. This is the first year of I would consider the real rebuild, because Doug Peterson is there. So they're coming in with no expectations. The Eagles should win the game. They're favored to win the game, and this is the first Eagles big test of the year. Minnesota game was cool, but like, I don't know.
This is a trap game. They could easily fall into the trap where they could lose this game.
If the Eagles go 4-0, they're pretty much going to be a lock to win the division, because they would
100%.
have to go like. Because they'll have to go, if they go like 5-5 in their next 10, they still might lead the division. But if they're 3-1, a little bit of a different story. And this is a chance for the Eagles to keep building momentum. I feel like they lose here, like the media. Like they're gonna come down to earth a little bit more. Could be good, could be bad, but good times as a Philly fan. Jalen Hurts is playing well. Hopefully that keeps up. And Devontae Smith is playing well. So
Yeah. I have a theory about why the Eagles stopped scoring after that. I think Fletcher Cox just went up to Sirianni and was just like, "Listen, just run all run plays on offense. I want to take Wentz out the game."
You see,
okay, I would say I agree with you saying, but like the people in the Eagles, like
I
the
know they didn't
old
do
teammates
that.
like Wentz.
I know none of them said that. I just want to think that. Just
you want to
so
imagine that.
so I'm not scared when we go into Jacksonville, put up 24 points, and as
And
soon
then
as
Trevor Lawrence, sunshine, decides to put up 40 in the second half.
the last thing I want to see is Ghetto Gronk post, "You just lost to Trevor Lawrence," and
And
that
it's just
meme.
that TikTok. Yeah.
I didn't bet the game because that'd be illegal. My dad bet the game, and we're looking at the over for the Eagles Jaguars game. The line came down a little bit. It was at 48.5. It's 46.5 now.
Ooh, that's good.
But which is not good because that means that a lot of people are putting money on the under. But I'm going to stick with the over at 24
No,
points on
you
each
gotta
team.
hammer the over. It life is too short. Hammer the over.
So the over, I think, is the play. Is the play this week. For the Eagles Jags game. We'll report back to you next Friday with how that bet goes. But in the meantime, does anyone have anything else before we head out on the pod?
I think I'm good. Also, Steelers suck.
The Steelers are terrible.
It's Kenny time.
It's not Kenny time. It's not going to be
Canada. No. Keep Kenny off the damn field before Matt Canada is fired.
Okay,
That man
fair enough.
legitimately is like he wants Pittsburgh to burn. Like he clearly
He doesn't let Mitch call audibles.
No.
There's zero trust in that offense.
No. George Pickens is ready to beat the crap out of Canada.
He already has anger issues. Like I don't know why they're like
that video.
He's going to
2.0. It's literally just going to be a speed run of AB's career. It's through at Pittsburgh. It's the one catch where he's like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest receiver ever." Diva off the team.
Yep.
That's going to be
Like I said, all pro by week 6, you're suspended.
He's going to get suspended because he's going to punch his own coach on the sideline.
I would.
Just the receiver coach coming up like, "Listen, Matt Canada, bang!"
Man. Anyway, though, that is good. We're going to pause there. This has been the episode of the Wash Athlete Podcast. We hope you all enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe, drop a like. We have a link in the description for a bunch of different things, including links to our social media. Make sure you go like our tier list, check them out, respond, do all the things, and we will see you next time on the Wash Athlete Podcast.
Peace out. Stay safe.
It's Kenny time.